If you remember, Race 2 of the Conveyor Cup was quite the adventure, with the winning vehicle taking us for a ride, with races hanging off the track with one wheel, turning around, nudging the other car with the nose, all over the place, but somehow still crossing, well, in first place more times than any other racer. We'll see if that chaos continues today in Fantasy vs. Viper. Hey everybody, I'm Brendan, and we introduced the vehicles racing today, Fantasy and Viper, Exotic and Viper being the first two to race here. And we'll see how things unfold, and if the same chaos will ensue here in the third race. Exotic falling behind here through the hairpin. Here we go, and the Viper shoots out into Sector 2 quite nicely, bounces on to the conveyor belt, near side, far side zigzag, finds the middle, and skids down towards the finish line to take the first win for the Viper team. Good finish for both cars, actually smooth on the conveyor section. Dodge Viper and Robocar. It was just that the Exotic wasn't fast enough in the earlier sector. Here comes the Viper. Robocar much slower here than the Viper. Many lengths the Viper has over the Robocar, but he's all over the place into the conveyors. Robocar keeps the nose of its car face forward, but the Dodge Viper falls short, way short on the conveyor. He will finish backwards, but way after the Robocar, and that will even this at 1. And that will ruin any shutout opportunities. Viper in the Electro Silhouette. Beautiful Viper here, blue in white stripes, Electro Silhouette, more gray with a black spoiler on the back. And again, now we're even at 1, and that shutout that we've been looking for in a round 1 race, just not happening here. And we're already even at 1. Viper all over the place back there. Electro Silhouette will coast to an easy victory. And the Viper finally gets around to it. And he will cross quite a bit too late, actually facing backwards as well. Never a good thing when you're racing to put the nose of your car facing in the opposite direction. Let's go Eruption, let's go Viper GTS, a beautiful golden vehicle with SRT etched on the side, both of them sporting nice spoilers on the back. And the Eruption coming into Sector 1 here, now to Sector 2 with a 1-length lead. Here comes the Viper speeding up here through the seesaw. He's got it by a length or more. Eruption struggling to get through the conveyor, fighting against the tide, and he's not going to speed up enough to win this one. And the Vipers will take another win. Viper GTS and the Jet Car. GTS, Jet Car, I believe the GTS has a 95 there on the side in white and black. But a nice silver vehicle overall. Jet Car, well, something's going wrong for him. He's way behind. GTS struggles into the conveyors, but the Jet Car actually couldn't even get out of the seesaw correctly. And I think that'll be another win for the Vipers right there. We'll take a look at where we are here, and I believe Vipers are up about 4-2. We got no names here on these two mystery vehicles, black and blue, at least as their main colors. I'm assuming that one on the far side is the Viper. Definitely looks like a Viper, or if you're getting confused, the one on the far side now certainly doesn't look like a Viper. Wheels splayed to the outside, and one of the weirdest car bodies I've seen in a while. And the Viper there with his nice 2 racing stripes will come down and take another win for the Viper team. That will get it to 5-2. And let's look to the end of round 1 here, the final race, as we head towards round 2. Viper and the Night Shifter. Well, it's good to see we got some names back on the screen. And Night Shifter, well, he's shifting into a 1-length lead now by 2. Here comes the hairpin. Viper fighting back here. Now got it to 1 length. Trying to push his hood into the conveyor. He's got it. And so does the Night Shifter, who shifts towards the far side there and skids down towards the finish. And Fantasy Cars will pick up another win. And trust me, they needed it. Rally Cat and the Green Viper. Looks like we got one more in round 1. Now the score being 4-3, I believe. A little bit off in the numbers there, but definitely got all caught up in the confusion of the mystery cars. Here they go, Viper. Struggling there on the Fantasy Cars side, and the Viper will come across here nicely. There he comes. And that will do it for this round. Let's get a look here. Vipers with 5, Fantasy with 3. Head to the next round. We got 8 cars. Viper and Electro Silhouette. Saw these two earlier on in round 1, and now they come out to race each other. Electro Silhouette started in the lead, now starts to fall back. Here we go down the hill. Electro Silhouette looking to pick up some speed on the inside line. He does not. Now down by 3 lengths. Here comes the Viper who bounces in, almost falls away. He zigzags outside, finds the middle, and he will straighten himself out for the win there. Electro Silhouette. Oh, what the heck happened there? His wheels are facing upwards. I didn't even see that happen. Oh, looks like he turned around down the transition. He does cross the finish line on his hood. Viper GTS in the Robo car. But that is can't be a comfortable way to finish. I better check him out. And, unfortunately for him, he won't be racing again anyway. Viper GTS, here we go. And now the Robocar, who struggled last time. Both of them are turning around. Robocar starts to fight his way against the tide backwards before the Viper, who's just stuck up there, stopped motion. And here comes the Robocar to the finish. And I will say, both of them disastrous, but you got to give credit to the Robocar. Quickest to try to right those wrongs. And that will give him the win. Never give up on a race, even if it goes awry, because, well, more often than not, it's going awry for the other racer as well. Green Viper and the Night Shifter. Comes the Night Shifter and the Green Viper. The Night Shifter actually falling back a couple lengths here, now 3 and 4. And the Green Viper is trying to take over this race before we even get to the seesaws. Here we go. Bounces onto the far side there. He's got tons of speed down the conveyor, almost like the conveyor wasn't even moving against him. And he'll cross the line easily. And the Night Shifter will end frustratingly with a T-bone to the side of the Green Viper as he'll roll off the course for today. Viper GTS and the 13 Viper. Vipers, again, they had 5-3 going into this round, and now they'll have to cut down on one of their own as we head towards the semifinals. Here comes the Viper, 95 on the far side, and, slow down the conveyor. And he will not take this one with the Black Viper with the racing stripe down the center, who will be moving on towards the semifinals. Had a look at that replay, and it was just, all over the place there for the 95. And with the Fantasy Cars holding on with 1 here, Viper still maintaining with 3, but things are going to tighten up quickly as we prepare for the finals. Robocar, Green Viper. Robocar is the only one with the Fantasy holding on, and I will say, only by the skin of his teeth, only by a thread even, as, he won both of his races by mistakes from other vehicles. Here comes the Viper down the right side, and this Green Viper not making any mistakes. And the Robocar is going to be out of luck, and so will the Fantasy team. This Viper's been one of the best ones out there today, at least at facing the conveyor, even better overall compared to all the teams we've seen. Viper and 13 Viper. Here we go. Who will face the Green Viper in the finals? Viper or the 13 Viper? Very similar names, but definitely two completely different racers out there on the track. Here comes the 13 on the near side, closing that gap and more as he's ahead by a length. Goes for the cutoff on the near side, does a little nudge there from behind on the Viper, and that will be good for the 13. He'll be nudged across the track, and he'll find some space there down the final ramp, and he will see some time in the finals, as that's where we're going to go right now. Green Viper and the 13 Viper. Both of them with bright and shiny wheels, at least hubcaps, as we prepare here for the finals. And we'll get that first race going. Green Viper ahead by many lengths, heading towards the seesaw. 13 Viper trying to fight his way back into this race, but the Green Viper all day down the conveyor. No mistakes. Looks like he doesn't even have a conveyor to race on. Looks like the conveyor actually is moving the other way when he's on it. Same cannot be said here for the 13, who's just finally getting down through the finish line, well, almost half a minute later. And that'll be one win for the Green Viper in the finals. I think it's very obvious to say at this point that the Green Viper is most favored to win here. Well, going into this next race, he starts to pull away by a length or two. Now we head to the hairpin out of Sector 1 into Sector 2. 13 Viper tries to fight back. Oh, goes for a defensive move. And, well, ends up behind the Green Viper at that. And, well, that's going to be the end of it for him. I feel like that's all he felt like he had to do. Maybe some collision, some chaos out there to try to spin the Green Viper, who's just straight every time down the conveyor. And it just didn't work. He missed his mark by quite a bit. And, well, the Green Viper will take that one easily. That will be it for this one. Vipers win going into round 2 of the tournament. And we'll see you next time on Races and Fun.